again, we are about to get started with today's edition. So the first edition in this brand new month, we want to get a look at on some of the few conversations I made as an artist last year in 2023. So what I'm going to be doing is that teacher a countdown. Kuriya interviews I mean nice to receive amazing feedback. Kaja feedback kaja amazing conversation, and the team behind this show decided to say, how about we do a recap on which interviews were trending by Ati Vibes, which interviews was your favorite. So now I'm going to by social media, by Prime TV, and send us your comment. Which interview was your favorite? Which interview did you enjoy watching, or rather which interview would you rather be your number one? So we're doing a countdown. Now let's get to find out the first interview ya manage na bata ya not first interview mu month ya picking up ajameta bata on ya bwera ya tinga ka feedback ajakali ko amazing right there as well. So let's start with our first interview sitting on number 10. So this interview basically was talking about someone who has been doing amazing works. A complaint. So I don't want to talk too much. Let's go to our number 10 interview for the year 2023 and why we picked on this interview. On the other side, we get to find out why we picked this as number 10.
So that when I do a song, someone will think, Manga, Indini, or you get the sense. Like when you go to church, a preacher is preaching, sometimes you feel like the message is just directed at you. You've never felt like that.
The preacher of love.
If we may put it like that.
Has anyone ever asked you a question how you came up with your name, Neo?
Well, I didn't come up with a name. The name is my real name. I just decided to use it as a stage name. It's one of my real names. It was given to me by my father. And when you look at what Neo means, it means something new. So when I was born, I was something new in his life. He said, nice. So hence Neo.
Let's talk about awards, man. Let's talk about awards.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to get your opinion, man.
Okay.
Bottle Party Love was one of the songs, made it on my countdown
it was one of the biggest songs in the country.
Biggest songs in the country. One of the songs that you can't run away from the fact that every Zambian was vibing to that song. You got nominated.
Yes.
You didn't get any award.
Well, we didn't, yeah.
How does it make you feel as an artist?
Well, if I'm being honest with you, on the night of the awards, I'm was an amazing year. If you had to ask my opinion, amazing year. So Neil came through. We had a conversation. We spoke about why he never got any award. We also had a conversation just to get to find out about his year. He gave us a review. He gave us his mental health. He gave us some few information that people were asking, or maybe they wanted to get to find out regarding him not getting any award despite having a big song. So if you want to check out the entire interview, it's available on YouTube. Go check it out, watch it as many times as you can, so that you get to find out more in details what he had to say about the awards last year, 2023. So we'll move on to a number 9 conversation, and the reason why we picked on this one is because we feel like it made Zambia proud. And most of you might not know this, but the movie that did represent Zambia Kuchalo on Netflix, Can You See Us movie, is a story by John Chiti. So he came through on the show. We spoke about quite a number of things. We spoke about albinism and also his music side, and is sitting on number 9.
Kamba niko na kapromo. Nishina kaskasa wakafunya mpoke. Kaskasa no krasi. Kamba niko na kapromo.
Just wanted to get to throw it back, and starting from that song Ngolea, still brings back so many memories right there. But don't you, that's shine.
You know what surprised me about that song?
Yeah.
People tell me I was young, I've grown, I didn't find him boy, and so I'm thinking, nobody should
but levels are changing. Now you're in commission.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at myself like, can you finish that today? One thing, I was listening to your song. Now I'm grown. It's okay.
Yeah. But welcome on the show. I was even telling you in the background saying we've been trying to reach out just to have a conversation with you. Can you see us movie? One of the things that as Zambia, as people, we are super proud of when we saw the trailer and heard that was your story.
Yes.
But before that, let's talk about your life as John Chiti. Maybe tell us what you were up to, how life has been before the Can You See Us movie, in between.
Yeah, I've been everywhere and about, but I think the main thing for me that was keeping me busy, because after music, I was trying out a number of things, a number of dreams. So one of the things that was really working for me was the organization. So I went more like full-time into activism. I'm an activist. I'm a music activist. I'm an advocate. I speak for people's rights. I speak for the vulnerable. So that really caught me into it. And I formed an organization for people with albinism called Albinism Foundation of Zambia. So I've been the director for some years and running it, and it has been growing. So that really kept me busy. But time and again, I usually get back to music, do one or two songs, although I was not really doing it as much as I was doing it during the Ngaudea time.
Yeah. Yeah. But how's it for you so far, pushing all those agendas that you've just mentioned? Are we facing any challenges so far?
We're making progress, and I want to appreciate everyone who is getting involved, the members, the volunteers, partners. So it's really working out, and we're expanding, we are seeing growth, we are seeing change. So it is a worth it's a worth cause, and I think it's a good cause, and we are happy to see how things are moving, the awareness. I mean, today it's no longer strange when you see a person with albinism.
Yes.
It's no longer strange, it's not a taboo, but some time ago it used to be something really strange, but today it's like a normal thing, and we are beginning to be accepted in communities. People are beginning to accept us, that we are part of Zambia, we are part of the family, we are part of human kind, and we are one Zambia, one nation. So it's really going well, and we appreciate everyone who is getting involved.
Let's have a conversation about the Can You See Us movie. I watched the movie more than twice, because sometimes the first time you watch a movie, you can watch but you can't understand.
Yeah.
Some of us, we have to watch it twice for us to understand. Let's talk about the story. Like, how were you convinced to say, we want to do a movie about you? Who convinced you? And why did you decide to say, let me tell a story that people didn't know about John Chiti?
Yeah, you see, the way it happened, initially it was not a plan to do a movie. So what happened was I met Lawrence Thompson. You know, Lawrence Thompson is a filmmaker. He's a renowned filmmaker in the movie industry. I mean, talk about Kabanana and all those things.
Yeah.
So I was meeting him for the first time. I was curious because I've never met him. He was also meeting me for the first time. He has been seeing me as an artist, but so when we met for the first time, we were all just curious about each other, asking each other questions. I'm asking him, hey, how did you do with Kabanana? What happened? And he's also asking me questions. John, how did you become a musician? What did you go through? So when I was explaining all those things, I'm explaining my life story, answering his questions, were like, you know what, John? This is a good movie. I said, what? He said, your story makes a good movie. I said, oh, really? He said, what? I'm going to write a script. I said, well, I didn't think he was serious. After some time, he gets back to me, hey John, I've written something from what you are telling me. Can you look at this? Then I look at this and say, oh, so you are serious? I said, yes, let's make a movie. So that's how the idea developed, and from there we started collaborating.
So many other times that we have conversation with different artists, different people on this show, the agenda is to learn something. The agenda is also to see our country get on a different level. John Chiti's story
made us proud. Last year, 2023, you would agree with me. If you haven't seen the movie, it's still available on Netflix. Go check it out right there. I saw so many people were proud about it, saying Zambia Kuchalo. So he came through. The agenda why he came through on this show was to talk about his brand new song. So we just had to take in interest to also get to find out about his story. Then when we found out about his story, he mentioned saying that is his true life-based story, like what he went through. And most people didn't know about it until we had to talk about it on this show. It got amazing feedback, and we learned so much. So at number 10, we had a conversation that we had with the one and the only Neo Slayer. And number 9, also on last year conversation, we also had Chiti. Now let's move on to another conversation that we had last year. Like we said, we picked on 10 conversations. We had more than 10 interviews last year. If I can even count, I don't know. Director Chipo Kawata, how many interviews did we have last year? I'm not even sure how many interviews we had, but I remember it's about 50. It's about 50 for the 2023 year. So now let's get straight up to another conversation. He came through on the show, and the amazing part about it is that it's rare that you see this person on interviews because he is behind the scenes. And the reason why we had him is because few artists can manage to work with him on a video level, because I won't mention other things, but there's so much professionalism when it comes to his work. Let's go straight to Director Law, who corrected me when he came through for this show, saying he's no longer calling himself DJ Law, but Director Law, and he's sitting on number 8 on the conversation for last year.
That's what it means.
I still remember, if we can bring back the memory, when you were still with Iconic.
Yes.
That's the name that was more popular.
Exactly. That's the point, is that I evolved to saying Director Law because I'm in different spaces, not just entertainment. I'm a creative director. DJ carries a different meaning. Most people think nightclubs, this guy plays music in the, women, things like that. I am a respected individual.
Do you agree or disagree? The statement that says, with growth comes great responsibility.
That's one of my favorite lines, actually, yes.
It's rare that we see you do more videos.
I don't live off music videos. That's where I play. It's my playground. I do that. I'm a lover of music. So it also comes with what I guess the artist can afford. It's not just about that. I think artists tend to come to me when they want to do serious work, sitting at home and waiting for a phone call. Oh, I need a video. No. I wake up every morning. I have an office. I have more than 8 workers. We do a lot of work. There's other things we're busy with. So on top of just being a video director, I am a businessman. I'm a consultant as well. So those are some of the things I'm up to when I'm not doing music videos. Issues
to do with people feeling entitled to something.
Okay.
And also regards if someone can't afford Director Law for a certain amount of money, they decide to go to another videographer.
Yes.
To shoot at a lower cost, yeah.
Yes.
Don't you sometimes get the feedback from people complaining
that I'm too expensive?
Yes.
No, I'll give you value. So I think it's important, I think, that there should be options of people that can be worked with when they can't afford. And yes, I don't always get complaints directly from the artists. I actually hear it from people.
But like how much?
How much was the video?
Yeah.
I'll give a cost from our side. There's more that was spent because we split the agreement. We're just paid to do the labor and do other things whilst they take care of the rest. I won't give an exact figure, but the video well enough should be above 190,000 kwacha in total in terms of expense. I won't tell you what I got, but just know that it's more than that. 190,000, yes. Everything there is paid.
On social media talking, to be honest with you, that was like one of the things that got social media talking. People were asking, saying 90, 100, the Clio ice cream visual that is shot. Hey,
That's one thing I love about the Atu Vibes, man. Now we move on to another conversation that we had, and this time around, he was in the country. He came through, and he was having a listening album, an international artist all the way from Ghana. And the conversation is sitting on number 7. Stonebwoy. He was in the country, and we had to do it outside the studio. Outside ka broadcast. Let's go straight to this one on number 7 all the way.
Songs off the album, and I'll be performing a few as well. So you don't know. In everything, I just want to go into the future with you. I'm not gonna leave you at the end of the road. Kill your love and you know it's safe. Baby, never listen to what them say. Again, me give you something with the sweet and ginger. She never getting mad and sick. She call me every morning, say she tired of the mac and cheese. One thing more at the geezer. Well, I one time touch and she already fainting. All them time we be participating. She never know what I'm anticipating. The mission is so hard for the taking. Me I watch a long time on Prime TV. Oh, it no be one time. Baby, I want to go into the future with you. Stonebwoy, back to back to your song. It amazes me to know that, and that only God knows how I can describe that feeling anytime I realize that. Because yesterday I was sitting at the poolside, and guess what? Like, they're beating songs, and it gives me a lot of honor because guess what? I see myself as a tool, as a messenger through which, you know, music goes through and reaches other people. So in terms of when you're talking about love, when you're inspiring in the song, people feed off it. So it gives me joy to see that I'm doing that work and it's happening. You know, when people sing back the songs, it touches me enough. It touches me a lot, to be honest.
Okay, so we started the show with one of your videos higher, throwback video. Throwback video. So every time you watch a brand new video, and in comparison with maybe those videos that you did in 2009, how does it make you feel as an artist? 2009, I was very, very young, very young. I think I was like 18 or something, and I was, I was coming up, pushing my ways through. But anytime I watch anything that's previous, it teaches me the difference from yesterday and today. And I see a lot of growth, and I see a lot of development and increment. Then that even touches my heart to be very grateful to God and continue to push and think positive and apply all the morals and ethics and principles that have brought me here. So that's basically what we had, a conversation with Stonebwoy. Came through in the country, amazing vibes, good conversation, an amazing artist, down to earth. I feel like there's so many things that I learned having a conversation with him right there. So we'll move on, a quick one. Again, there's another interview that was trending, your boy, your Maps, filling up Hero Stadium. It was another thing that was at peak last year, 2023, and he came through to talk about the show, and the conversation is sitting on number 7.
Dragon is doing fine. Yeah, so I think the place could feel up. Yeah. So far so good. So far so good. So with Japri. You know, so I didn't know that like Cabrera, so you know, come around, we're not doing Jama playback. Yeah, it's live music. Yeah, so far so good. You know, all the artists, the supporting artists are also doing the rehearsals, and trust me, so far so good.
I want you to talk about the artists, because if people have to come through, you have to talk to your people, your fans, people that follow your music, man. Which artists are we expecting? Any other thing that we should expect? Is it like a normal shows that you have where people book you for an event, or maybe it's going to be different?
It's different. This time, you know, look, this time we're not doing playback, we're doing live, you know, with the band, Soundwave, you know. And the other artists, we have a couple of them. We have Chandanake, those, but I'm at home, we should have, okay, I'm a Zambian artist, once it's covered, could have been.
Kuliko issue ya mene timaona mu Zambia, issue ya Zambian time,
my events, it has been like the biggest concern. It's something that I also want to get to find out. I want us to get to find out what time is the event going to be starting, what time are we expecting you on stage, like how are the preparations regarding with time management.
Okay, so the event will start at 12 hours. Yeah, so 12 hours ni shwantu wa mbongena. Bazawaza bwera kuna family, wako atobwera kuna wana, you know. Bangabwere pa 12 hours. Kafka 18. Nishiachikulire man. So we can allow bana watu waenda kumanyumba. Then from 18 let me say around 20 hours. Nishinangena pa stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know I like follow-up conversations, huh? If that doesn't happen, what will we like? Are you being for real? Like 20 hours? Is it like that is not too soon?
No, I don't think so. You know, because look, we have a couple of artists. Let me say maybe about 20 artists.
Yeah.
So if we start at 23 or midnight, so that's it is a double bunch.
Agenda just filling up the Hero Stadium, or maybe your agenda. Like we're trying to find out what has been like your biggest dream.
Yeah.
Like what is your agenda right now after Heroes? So that was our number 6 last year, not last year, this time on our top 10 conversation that we had. Your boy, Yo Maps, someone was even telling me in the background, man. He did a milestone, an amazing thing. He had a dream to say, I'm going to fill up the Hero Stadium. Wajamenzo come up on my social media. Yeah, guys, and feeling a Hero Stadium, anakangiwa wajamenzo kamba waj. It's better to try than nobody else has ever tried that. And just for him to try and just say, I'm going to fill up the Hero Stadium, is the first artist to ever do that. So tell your favorite artist to also try that attempt, and we see how it's gonna go right there. I love the competition. Competition is healthy. Don't look at competition as no Nashani. I love how competition has been going. I don't want to mention any names, but social media has been putting in these two guys, Chile One, Mr. Zambia, and Yo Boy Yo Maps. I saw Chile One after dropping his current album this year, 2024. I don't know if he's gonna try to fill up one of the stadiums in the country, but we're so looking forward to that. When one artist achieves, the entire industry gets to achieve. Let's move on. Superstar Roberto came through. I remember he was trending for making a statement saying, every time I have to go for an interview, mufunika kunyanzi kila red carpet. Na vinango. He came through on the show, and the conversation is sitting on number 5. On the show.
Thank you so much.
On Yatu Vibes. Great to have you. Excited.
I haven't been here in a while.
Sorry, my team didn't have a red carpet somewhere. To make you walk in while you're walking in.
Can we do it again?
Yeah?
Can we do it? You know, we need to do it again.
Yeah. But it's good to have you right here.
Thank you.
I know it was one of the conversation that was going on social media saying Roberto is requesting when he goes to perform.
Yeah.
There's a red carpet.
I
was still with the same dream. I was still going on with the same agenda.
Bro, listen, you need to set standards for yourself. And sometimes people look at it as if it's boasting, but listen, if you don't pat yourself on the back, people like Muhammad Ali would not be who they are. You know what I mean? If you look at Muhammad Ali's life itself, he was proud of himself. He was proud of what he was capable of doing because he knew he was talented. Look at Mike Tyson. Anybody out there that is great, sometimes you need to be able to pat yourself on the back. The problem we have with society is that they don't allow you to be yourself. They feel like if you say, listen, I'm good at what I do, they'll be like, I think a lot of people they want to seem like they're great critiques. Play a part. Criticize when you play a part. You just don't criticize something that you're not playing a part in. It's like what we always say. The way we went to shoot that video, we shot for 3 days. But it would take someone 10 seconds to say, video go and make one. Show us what you can do. But the problem is we always want to criticize rather than saying, what were these people trying to do? How can I play a part in developing what their vision is and make it better? So we need to change the stigma and the inferiority complex of wanting to first criticize. It looks cheap, it looks plain, there's nothing really interesting. What have you yourself done to make that project better. So you play a part, and if it's not as good as what you thought it would be, go back and say, okay guys, I think we tried, but let's try and see if we can invest more in this and that. That's the mentality we need to adapt to. Not all the time someone is doing something, the first thing you do is negative criticism, this and that. Oh, look at that person. Have you seen the way they were? If that angle is not nice, are you a videographer? No. Have you gone to...
So play a part. Just don't be a critic, criticizing on things that you you can't even do anything right there. So that's one of the things, one of the conversation. Another conversation that is also available on YouTube. You can go check it out right there. We had a conversation with the superstar Roberto. Now this time around, this is what we're gonna do. We're going to give you number 4 and number 3. So we had a conversation with Chef187. Issue ya makapyopyo eja mena nabagamba tomedija when nzifuna kusta find out kuri numero 1 if that issue, and just to get his feedback regarding that issue. And also we had 4 and 5 on this show. We're not gonna put on a blanket, so we go to number 4 as well as number 3 before we get to find out which one is going to be on number 2 and number 1.
Okay, so other things quite got trending some time back, which you even mentioned in your album, Tommy D story. Oh, serious? I didn't understand about social media. I understand that Tommy D, I didn't understand that Chef187, Nika Pio Pio. When you heard that song, sometimes when you know, sometimes do some comments get to you to a point where you feel like sometimes you just get enticed to respond to certain comments because you feel like you need to justify yourself.
Not really. Someone might say something about you, but what is important is how they start to act after they say what they said. So if you were to go back to that, I think what Tommy D said it was the truth to a large extent, because yes, there was a time when Chef187 was a nobody. I am an artist who has learned a lot from Tommy D, directly and indirectly. I remember this one time he was advising me about how to handle my finances. He said, "Oh, our finances kushta handle so na so na so na so nga kwa fya so na so kushta handle so na so inena chitide so na so tafya bombere then nasashta so na so na fya bomba." So there was a time like that when they will just try to create beef with Pashao. So it's like after he said that, then people took it out of context, but then again some other reactions were justified, because how could you, why say that? That's how others took it. Like, so why say that? What are you trying to create? So the problem was the reaction afterwards. Maybe that might be the problem. So when you see things like that, sometimes you just let them play out, and sometimes you engage.
Okay, mama, is a blanket per set zone.
I take blankets.
Nisho. Yashad. No kaboku. Okay. My side by 2 by that shan. 4 and 5. Munchende zone. Chirimbo chida zone chida 2023 chamitwala kucharo zone.
Nasikumba zone.
Twalibusa tomona fe pama social media na pama TikTok tomona fe ma reaction ya abantu tachida afuma abantu bale chumpapo kuino batizo chari panga sense abantu yati nyimbo ya blow ataira fuma then official twase tomona ba king, but towe niko 2023 4 na 5 ilenda sha
so far na vechikata ingana na response ili kuma ili kudi audience na kuanza watu konkamu so far ili feda kama xi to yale sungi kae and complain
then yali ngiro kwata slap dio maybe mwaisa maipanga after mamona ka feedback kwa TikTok yali share story
kodina na nani gani program mwe ya ndere na response yale baguma TikTok si kama check na TikTok
bari comment musana abantu aho
vichana but bonze bara abantu ba commentere munge musanga ske bari mwana murumu to ashire ya opposite for direction yo tabari stana expect after to sama na wali to sama kata apart from abantu bari sta mention ya nani wala sutinga mu rumu and for sure to sama na ta baka mwa kenzizo
to sama na okay kai dirolo mboto ale plan no stako fintu staka scope like if you work capability or so subshamwe test week more capability no muntu akwati na issue got let's take straight as to am feature kwa feature ule muntu otaba let's take straight muntu tari okay since room renda so tara bikamo
on the stage what to rekeria muntu ya shadi na mambo ya wale kulekelea hapo na bashi
Questa penso quindi con altro
beota ifi no baida ina mwasenda bagayo mwana wenda cha katoroka ulo ya bashat chitekero bino kumona vya bantu nichwe but mwaisa late kai so ndambi ala asunga for the next conversation kwa pona hii bishto mwana pa social media iwe na waisa lep exact nipish pia shtik so kozepo maisha ya jama chanko ya Jawai Celeb super government yanabwacha ya 3P Mbama. So 3P when he came through on the show anabwa kambata wanabwa chanko ila chezi cheni chanko jambama ija otherwise nazima anabwa ditana chezi naziwe nazabe nendela vinango ndabwa che Mbama na pa social media ka video ka circulate. Then also we're talking about Nalitumpa song. It was one of the biggest songs in the country last year 2023 and quite a number of things that we spoke about right there. So we move on. Another thing that we also didn't even look forward to as Yatu Vibes. There was Big Brother Big Brother Titans, Big Brother Saga. Yes, wajawama kono tamba Big Brother wama viziva hivi yagoti ku Nigeria na ku South Africa wanaboa wamejinga pamoja wapanga Big Brother Saga ijana wa join. So now guess what? This was an amazing part about it that we had the Big Brother Saga Titans winner on this show last year. She came through. She was in the country. We're excited about it. And quite an amazing person. And the conversation got amazing feedback, not just in Zambia, but also we're seeing on TikTok, kuma Twitter, or kuma Twenzo Kambache party conversation at Khosi Adimo Zambia and the Yatu Vibes. It's something that as Yatu Vibes, it made us grow. Kajaka level, kajanasta, maybe tingakeko naka international Yatu Vibes this year kaya stiziva. But this one is sitting on number 2. On the other side, this they find out ni tiripa number 1. But for now, Khosi and the Yatu Vibes. Tenti oneko vameni enzo kamba. After Big Brother, yes. Taban, Yemi, are you guys still communicating? Like
my heart usually just jumps out of my head.
I can see how you are just shaking your head. When I speak Nyanja or Bemba, I'm sure you can't get anything, right?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, can you try saying something? Let me try. You have to think that
I'm trying to think of a way that will be easy for you.
Okay, alright.
Mwaiseni pa Yatu Vibes.
Okay, I think I know what you're saying. I think I know.
Okay, what am I saying?
The most beautiful girl on earth has graced us with her
Oh! What I'm trying to say is welcome on Yatu Vibes.
Thank
Mwaiseni pa Yatu Vibes. Mwaiseni.
Yes.
Pa Yatu Vibes.
Same thing, right?
Welcome on the show. We're excited.
I'm excited to I'm excited.
I know people who are watching right now are excited. They must be familiar with your face.
Yeah.
Big Brother, winner, Titans. There's so many things that we want to get to find out from you. Also just to find out about your story, your life, Big Brother, and also let's have a conversation. Maybe life before Big Brother.
Right.
Life of Khosi. What was she up to? Maybe let's start from there. The introduction before the Big Brother thing came in place.
right. I'd like to think of myself. Khosi was just, a loner, down to earth journalist who just aspired to be something bigger than herself. And then when Big Brother came by, it was just like a light bulb just went on, like, okay. Yes.
And you used to sleep a lot in the house.
Why did you say that?
I'm looking at you right now and saying, before Khosi went in the house, she used to wake up at 4 a.m. So that was a great conversation, great interaction with Khosi. She came through in the country. She made it on Yatu Vibes. It was a great milestone for Yatu Vibes Kuchalo, and quite an interactive person, you can see and you can tell. So ngati mufuno tamba ya jama conversation is very important that mwendapo pa online vanevija mwatambako kuma YouTube kuma shani in case we're missing out, or mwendapo Prime Television Zambia as well mungatambe che mwatambako ya jama conversation I'm not missing last day 2023, so that mwangala updated on which ones are trending, which ones did you miss out, so that you get to be updated with what we're about to do this year. So you can also share with us, what do you expect from us this year 2024? What are you looking forward to? What are some of the things that you feel like we need to work on as Yatu Vibes family? Mungatiuze mwati lembela poje message or mwati tumira phone next week when we get back, or some of the things that you feel we need to improve on as Yatu Vibes. We get your opinions and you tell us who we should get to have on the show. So starting next week, another edition of another year in another year. Yes, like I said, we get started with different guests. Who do you want to see as our first guest next week by Yatu Vibes? We had so many interviews, more than 50 interviews, but we could not accommodate each and every interview, so we had to pick which ones we feel like, okay, let's do a top 10 countdown and we see which one made more feedback on the show. Here's our number one. I'll be back next week. Happy New Year, happy 2024. Looking forward to this year as we get started with the year, and hoping that this year is going to be as amazing as it can be. For now, here's our number one as our exit conversation that we had right here. Issue ya ma retirement in the trending.
So I knew what I wanted to do, and retirement was one of those things.
Was it all about show business? You retired?
No.
Was it something that you felt like I need to do?
Maybe yes and no. So me and Slap were going through all that whatever, or me putting out a song after the election backlash, or me, it was really like, oh, this is how I feel right now. And for me to really make great music, I have to go with how I feel right now. If I pour these emotions into the music, it will probably be exceptional music, as opposed to if I was just thinking like, you know what, let me sing a song about being a billionaire when I'm not a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like, now I have to go and research on how billionaires would say stuff. So I think the best music is made when you're honest. So I really felt like I've been everywhere in this country. I've done everything possible. I've achieved the highest level of success in this country, and yeah, I just felt like I was going to be more of use if I was in the background, because whether you like it or not, Zambian music has got some sort of ceiling. Like, oh, when an artist gets to the top, this is it. And for them to go beyond this point, the whole industry has to change. The whole landscape of the industry has to change. If that doesn't change, there's no way the artist is going to go beyond. We've had a lot of amazing artists in the industry. Danny, Exile, like so many people. But you've noticed that the ones that have achieved some sort of international success are the ones who are either being managed by, let's say, Zone Farm One, that channel music, or managed by some guy called Ike in, I don't know if it's Nigeria or whatever.